Hey guys, Sunstreaker was here. Welcome back to another Thursday live stream. And yes, all the hot topics and Transformers Earth Wars as always, guys. I hit the game slightly, and we thought it might come into the game. I'm going to ask the question that will we see it? Will we not? What's happened to it? We're talking a bit about that as well. We're talking about a bot that I put in my ranking video a while back, and I kind of got slated for putting it where it was. And so I've done a bit of testing. I think I know why. So we're going to talk a bit about that as well. We're talking about a bit about play test behind the scenes. We're going to be talking about how to deal with front-loaded bases. Seen a lot of them in wars at the minute. We're talking a bit about how to take them out quite easily. We're talking about a bot combo that's absolutely amazing that everyone is using, and I would advise everyone to go and level these bots ASAP and give you the reasons why. And then obviously talk about Titans as well. We're going to be talking a bit about Titans, well, a lot about Titans, if I'm honest with you. And then as well, we're going to take a sneak peek at the new bot. So it's not in test yet, but we've been told what it's going to entail. And so I'm going to ask a few questions on what I think of its the first idea behind it, and whether I think it'd be decent or not. But we've still got time to go. All that and more as always. So apologies for last week. Like I said, RL had something planned, couldn't really be helped. And so we've got loads of content in for this week. But let's have a look who we have got in the stream. Someone's saying it keeps buffering. Let's have a look. Yeah, I don't know why. Someone said that last week as well, but nothing's in my end saying it's bad or anything like that. Let me know if it sorts itself out. Thank you, Soul, for being a member. Much appreciated. Thank you to all members, as always. Much appreciated. Let me know if it's corrected, because it tends to sort of buffer a bit at the beginning sometimes, and then it seems to sort itself out. But it's saying there that I've missed 8 frames, which is nothing, and that was the right at the beginning. So yeah, very, very strange. Let me know, guys. Anyway, let's have a look who we've got in the chat. So we've got Trax Pen Lancaster, we've got Blade 19, we've got Grind Time as well. Who else have we got? We've got Jason Rollins, good to see you, E-Rods, Supreme Rules, Stephen Gomez, another member as well. Thank you for being a member, guys. We've got Carnage Mac, alright, in the chat as well as always. Who else have we got? We've got Ricky Lau as well. We've got Volcanica 69. How's it going? Who else? We've got, oh, my buddy Freezes Max. Good to see you, buddy, as well. Who else? We've got Giga in the chat as well. Joseph Prime, welcome back. The usual suspects as always. We've got Chris Harmon as well. Mr. Steeler, good to see you back again. Have you just come back to the game or just back to the stream? Let me know. Who else have we got as well? We've got Quiddy Fox as well in the chat. London's calling. We've got Spectral Hunter. New to the stream? I don't know. Maybe I've heard your name, maybe I haven't. I don't know. Let me know. But good to see you in the chat as well, bud. And we've got Aaron De Jesus Hidalgo Gamboa. I hope that's right. Really testing me with these names, but yeah. Good to see you. Grind time. Stream good for me. We might have to check your audio. Oh, you sound weird. You sound Australian. That's really funny, actually. I just talked to someone who I've known for quite a while the week and said something about UK, and like, what? You're not Australian? I was like, shut up. Volcanica 69. Will this new bot be from G1? I don't know. They're keeping very, very quiet about it right now. But I suppose it is early days. Also, a lot of talk about the Titan event. The bundles are glitched, really weird. Just £9.50 or $10 bundles across the board, which is really strange. All for the same thing. And Titan XP that no one needs, really. Not Titan XP, sorry. Tech Tree XP, which no one needs. So yeah, don't know what's going on with that. I think it's not supposed to even be there. So waiting for the Titan catch-up bundles, I think, for some people, I think, to catch up rather than doing that dreadful Titan Assault. Who else? What else have we got in the chat? Any? Someone said about Forza Solus Prime, and all was a glitch where he wasn't showing, but I thought they fixed that, but maybe it's back again. I don't know. I have to wait and see. What else? What else? So kind of like, all right. So I did promote the new Transformers game, Eternal War. The developers sort of hit me up and said, "Do you mind just putting a post, just promoting it?" I said, "Yeah, that's fine, no problem." But the beta sadly is not available in the UK, so I can't even show the game yet. It's only available in certain countries. But if you go and look at my YouTube channel, look in the post section. If you're in things like Scandinavia, Philippines, New Zealand, around that area, then you can go and download Eternal War and go and give it a go. Had mixed reviews. Some people said they enjoyed it. Some people said they didn't like it. It's a bit repetitive. But yeah, it's still in beta as well. But mixed reviews. But let me know what you think of it as well, and I can pass it on. But yeah, different games to Earth Wars though. I don't think it's gonna combat go against Earth Wars. And I did hit Dale up saying, "Have you seen this new game?" He told me that it's actually developed by Yoda One. Interesting. Aaron Jesus, if you're just gonna spam the chat, I am literally gonna mute you. I would rather not. Thank you. Yep. Cheers. Anything else? I think let's have anything else in the chat. What else? Spectral Hunter's been here before. Well, welcome back then. Anything else? Cool. So Spectral Hunter's put some good information there. He's put the new Transformers game is just a copy paste of another game named Saint Seiya Legend of Justice. Is exactly the same game with bots. Okay, interesting. I suppose having an IP though is better though, isn't it? I suppose. Cool. Okay. Right, let's get into the newsletter and then we'll go from there. So, Barbie, Grana, Weep, Ninny, Bong, welcome to this weekend's event, which is a mayhem event, as we said, for the new Titans. Lots and lots and lots of good rewards for this event. It is a big event. It is 125k. I'll be telling you what I'm doing shortly after this. But 125k for 200 premium combat chips, which is it's all right, not bad. 200 prems, not bad. 20,000 3-star shards. So if you haven't got the 3-star Titan, you can go and get that. That's pretty decent, good idea. 10,000 4-star shards. If you got the 4-star Titan, you can go and get that. Again, pretty good idea. 2,500 5-star shards. 800,000 spark. That's a lot of spark. 800,000 combat spark. 250,000 of Metroplex and Trypticon spark. The 5-star, obviously, Metroplex and Trypticon part at 125k, sorry. So 1.25 million. Oof, imagine. A BBE item as well, binary crystals, a sergeant rank item, and a captain rank item as well. So quite difficult to sort of see these on the news. That's in mind in the stream. I think we'll just sort of zoom in a bit. Yep, there we go. So the rewards sort of scattered throughout. You can see there's some spark, 4-star shards scattered, 5-star shards in there. Right up to, I think you get the sergeant rank item at 50k. So that's sort of like a cut-off point maybe for some to get the sergeant rank item. The binary bonding element BBE will be at 75k, so another sort of cut-off there. Some binary crystals after that. And then we've got the captain rank item at 100,000 points. And then obviously the 5-star Metroplex or Trypticon part at 125k. Let's just zoom out a minute. So, no battles on the fly. It's mayhem mode. I wish they would update this with the mayhem mode points as well, just so people can actually see what points they can actually get in each zone. Makes sense. But you just sort of leave this in there. So it just needs updating really. So gate updates and information. So I think the big the big thing coming is the compensation for the last event for those that just missed out. They believe they've sort of done most people, but if you believe that you've missed out on something because of the event ending early, then you can hit them up. But just be careful, guys. I mean, don't be silly. I mean, I've heard some people going like, "Yeah, I'm gonna ask for it," and like, "Yeah, you'll be like 100k short or something stupid." Do you know what I mean? You're like, what are you doing? Yeah, but if you did actually just miss out, if you were going for the 4-star and just missed out, then yeah, go and hit them up, guys, and they'll compensate you the 4-star crystal from the last event. Discord stages. So they have sort of said in the creator chat what they're trying to do is create some sort of Q&As in Discord where you can come in the chat and just sort of ask us some questions. So we did try to sort out one day where we're all in, but sadly we can't all meet the same day, and so because of that we're actually doing different days, I think. Give me 1 second, guys. There we go. Sorry, Aaron, I'm putting your time out, bud. I did ask you not to spam it, so there we go. Sorry. Don't like doing it, but hey. And so yeah, we'll do a Q&A at some point. I think starting next week. I think it's going to be Wednesday and Friday. That's what we sort of talked about. I think I'll probably do the Wednesday one because I'm off work Wednesday, but then I'm working on the Friday when they do it in the afternoon. But it's going to be around 5 p.m. GMT, which is I think it's around 11 a.m. Eastern time. I think so, around that sort of time. So it's gonna be the morning, which is not great, you know, for some people in America. But when we go for some people that aren't in America to sort of come in that can't usually sort of reach my stream, and it's a bit late for them, because maybe hit me up in Discord. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. I'll probably advertise it on the channel somewhere, so you can join us. Yeah. Saga schedule has been a bit mixed up because it shows that there's no event on after week 7 week event. Good spot for someone in Discord that, but I think that'll change to the 20th of June for the new bots. It's a pre-warning, guys. If you're trying to put it on your calendar, it's going to be the 20th, not the 27th. So we also had a Golden Lagoon event last week. Titan event this week. We've got a class and bot specific shards, G1 cores, and 4-star parts. 4-star parts for what? Interesting. But yeah, 5k event next week. Then we've got a new combat event. Then we've got the anniversary. So a big talk about anniversary, what we'll be getting this year. We did get at least we'll get a 5-star crystal, at the very least this year. But obviously the big one's going to be 10 years. So I think we'll guarantee the 5-star combat or bot. I hope it's bot personally. I've got enough combats. I don't need more combats really. I've got all the ones I need. But I do want to start finishing these batches off, and I want to sort of save some 5-star shards as well. So yeah, I hope it's a 5-star bot, but hey, you don't know. I did hit Dale up asking about the 5-star legacy. He's told me that it shouldn't be a legacy event. He doubts it will. So don't get your hopes up for 5-star. Power Glide is still on the back burner, sadly, and so it won't be a 5-star legacy event that week. Then we've got another event of a class of bot specific shards, G1 cores and 4-star parts, and then we've got the new bots, as we said, on the 20th, not the 27th, for the last event for the new bots. Yeah. Unity Corner, we've got a cool drawing of Thunder Howl. Never heard of him. Intrigues me though, who that is. And then we've got Philippe, who I've never heard of. But he's a game engineer supposedly, who just says he likes Bumblebee. Good to see someone putting their own quote on though, rather than copy and paste. Mention no names. And then go and check out your content creators. Obviously myself, so Freedom Max, and go and check out CF as well, who's just been made a content creator as well. Go and check him out as well, guys. And then the team stream will be on Thursday, the 15th of May. So I would suggest going checking that out. Hopefully we'll have the new combat by then. I hope. Who knows? Let's have to wait and see. So let's see what we've got in the chat. Any questions or anything like that? Curry Fox hope for a new medic. Yeah, we had one. Was it last year? We got, yeah, it was last year, wasn't it? That we got Retgar. So I don't know. Maybe one a year would be good, but I don't know. I'm not. I'm not too bothered if it's medic or not. We've got what, five? Is it four? Five? Yeah, five medics now, so it's not too bad. Autobot Phil, how's it going? Good to see you in the chat as well, buddy. Cuddy Fox reckons about a paddle, maybe. I don't think so. I doubt it. I doubt it. What else? Cuddy Fox put Slash as a new sister and other raptor named Snapbeak. Interesting. That'd be cool. Having two of them with similar abilities but a bit different. That'd be cool. Carnage Macaritis put in anniversary's individual event this time. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I like the fact that it's a alliance event and everyone jumps out and helps people and things like that. But I suppose if it's an individual event, then people will get it who put the points in. But I did like the fact that you sort of like, you know, you can bring a young account in there and get them into a few K, and you can people that don't would normally be able to get these rewards can probably get them with the help of others. So I did like that. It's big sort of a community event. I did like that. But I kind of get if you're talking getting rewards for effort put in, then an individual event is the best bet, I suppose. But I don't know. I kind of get that people would get the reward who probably wouldn't deserve it. So I don't know. I kind of get it. But yeah. Volcanic 69's put Red Guy doesn't count. Okay. Traxxas put Red Guy was 2 years ago. Wow, time flies. Yeah, it's around September time, wasn't it? No, it wasn't later than that. It was. Yeah, you're right. Actually, yeah. Yeah, because September just gone was Lightspeed, I think, wasn't it? Like last year. So September the year before was Red Guy around that time. So yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. Andrew Stevenson asking, should he go for the Titan? Well, like I said, we're going to cover it soon, so stay tuned. We are going to talk a bit about Titans. Cool. And Traxman Lancaster even put the date in when I believe you. I believe you. When I actually thought about it, I was like, yeah, I think it might be actually 2 years ago. So maybe we are due a healer then. Yeah. Maybe we are. Maybe we could have a healer this year. Well, if we go off what I was saying a few weeks back about having be able to get a war team out of each year of competing normal events, then yeah, you would say you should have a healer each year, really, I suppose, wouldn't you? But yeah, cool. All right, let's carry on with some subjects. Cool. Why is it always doing that? That bone when I change scenes. It's a bit weird. I'm sure someone does it on purpose. Adds to the effect, so I don't mind it. Don't mind it. Okay, first off, so we sort of touched upon this a while back, and it was an interesting concept that we all sort of got behind and wanted to see, but I don't think it really worked that well. But I think it could in time. We know behind the scenes there's a lot of work going on to clean the game up, to improve the game, to bring new things to the game. So I understand it not being utilized as much. But if you catch your mind back, we started touching upon synergies between bots. People got excited around using a team of Dinobots and team of Victorian bots and different combiners and different sort of maybe G1 bots and different things like that. And they tried it for one event where they buff certain things. And it, for me, I don't know, I didn't really utilize it because for me, I felt like the advantage that you got from having these bots wasn't as much as having a well balanced team of having, say, two warriors or a couple of specials, a couple of gunners, and a healer, and something like that, rather than having the five Dinobots that actually didn't really work that well together. But I started asking myself, like, you know, will we sort of see more of this when the game is starting to be cleaned up? You know, we're sort of coming to the end of all these changes that Dale's doing behind the scenes soon. Once that's done, is that the next step for Transformers Earth Wars? Starting really getting into these sort of synergies with HQ19 coming and with HP increasing and basically going to get that much harder and other things contributing to making the game a lot harder. Will synergies be the answer to make the game maybe slightly easier and get people collecting bots again? We seem to find again people using the same 8 bots, same 9, 10 bots maybe for wars. Everyone using similar bots. I mean, maybe the balancing will sort that out where people will start using different bots all the time. But I think synergies might be a good answer. I think we need to start hitting back up again on that. And not just in an event, one event off, that's it, done. I think we need to get back to doing synergies again and actually put them in the game properly. Support them with some really good buffs for each time you use that bot, because let's be honest, trying to get all 5 Dinobots level to a decent level at like ability 10, ability 11 and put them in a team and work effectively, it's going to be really, really hard. And so having those bots together, it should give you a really good synergy. So will we see synergies again? I'm hoping so. I really like the idea. I thought it worked quite well, but didn't quite hit, and hopefully we'll see that again once the game is sort of back stable again after this big changeover, big move that's happened behind the scenes. What do you guys think? Excited for seeing synergies again? Would you like to see it again? Has it been and gone? Have we sort of decided that it's not really going to be effective enough and we're happy as we are? Let me know what you guys think. Blade 19 has put high level during the events. I will only think about synergies when it comes to war. Maybe. Yeah, who knows? Yeah. John Ream, I think it is. Welcome to the stream. Has put synergies could be the answer if they do a skill together. Yeah, I think that'd be quite hard to program though, I think, maybe. I think the idea was for that they just buffed each other. Like they gave each other HP, they gave each other DPS, things like that. Supreme Rules, but Synergy Squad Cores. Interesting concept. I like that idea. I do like that idea. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Again, I always like things around a choice. And that starts to give you a choice between using Prime Cores and using Synergy Cores. But it needs to be balanced carefully. Trax has put the best synergy in the game is Beachcomber and Jays. Well, not gonna deny that. And it says Gears and Peacemaker are a true synergy. Interesting. Yeah, I suppose it would work with the glass gas and with the hack, and yeah, not bad. Volcanic69 mentioned Palmos Optimus Prime. I had that as a kid. Love that toy. Broke it. Still got it somewhere. That's one of the toys actually I've got somewhere, but I'm missing some Transformers. I don't even know where they are. There's certain ones that when people mention, I'm going like, oh yeah, I've got that. Where is it? And it's not on my shelf, so must be around somewhere. But yeah. Cool. Okay, next up. Interesting. So, when I was doing my videos on ranking bots, I put a Wing Saber quite low down, and people hit me up going like, what you want about, Wazza? Wing Saber is like S tier. He's amazing. Oh my god. You don't know what you're talking about. And I sat there going like, have I missed something here? What are they on about? And so I went and tried it on test again. And I was like, I don't see what the appeal is. And I was talking to a friend of mine about it and saying like, I don't get what everyone's appeal is. He's like, yeah, we can do this and he can do that. I was like, right, oh, okay. So I started getting into it. And sadly, Wing Saber's not working as he should. And I've got a kind of a lot of thing to show you guys to sort of prove that really. And this sort of emphasises why I look at it as low down B and C tier and why some people look at it as S tier. And we're going to have a quick look at that. So we've got normal shield gen, no different than every other shield gen. I've not done anything to it. We're just going to get Wing Saber and we're going to hit the shield gen and see how it works. Prime League, hard battle. And so this is how I saw Wing Saber working on the test server when it was brought out. So look at his damage. So 4,400 damage. So looking at a build bot, hit a build bot. So yeah, does good damage. Take out build bots. Granted, that's pretty good. Let's take out the shield gen. And you see there, he doesn't actually take out the shield gen. If you want to take out the shield gen, you've got to use his ability twice on the shield gen. Now when that works, does a good amount of damage, find an area. Yeah, he does a good amount of damage, decent. So when I tested this, I literally said that it's a bit useless because if you've got to, you can't take out the shield gen, and if you hit a target with Wing Saber to remove the shield, and then you have to hit it again with someone else, it kind of gets expensive. And I actually said it will be better doing the damage that it does right now, but removes shields in an area. But then the big question then is, do you want a bot that kind of kills the sort of healing cluster, the healing Megatronus, Liege, whatever you want to put in there, that cluster? And obviously, I think the H decided that no, they didn't want that because it's just a bit OP to remove all the shield in an area. And I kind of get it, but my idea was that if you did that and it got rid of that sort of, and if you got rid of that shield area, it means that you can actually improve the rest of the defenses. And I said it's kind of a bit too much focus on the MDS and on the cluster, and we kind of need to bring the older defenses back into the fray a bit and make them a bit more important in terms of war attacks and making them matter, basically. So then I hit my obviously buddy Ground Time up. I said, can you do me a favour? Can you test Wing Saber on the live server? See what it does to the shield gen. And this is what he's doing on the live server. So very similar setup. Without the G1 though, without any EO or anything like that. You can see there. So you can see there, because he hits the target and spins around and hits it again, he's actually taking out the shield gen. And this is why people classify him as S tier, because he takes out the shield gen, and if you look at the damage that he does in an area, well, sadly we can't because he doesn't have the G1. But if you look at that, if you take that into consideration, taking out the shield gen. So what we're doing 2 hits on this account, we're doing 1 on the live server. So let's hit it once. And if you watch now, let's put sea spray down there as well. We'll hit it again. We'll hit it with sea spray. Fire damage, sea spray over the top, and you can see it's doing quite a lot of damage in that area there. The heat's just healing too much. It needs Leo. I have got Leo in, but you can see what's happening there. So you can see now that in the live server, Wing Saber is absolutely immense. Unbelievable. Yeah, I agree. He is S tier. I agree with that. But when you look at what he should be doing in comparison, I don't think he is. I don't think he is S tier at all. And so when you see these sort of ranking videos sometimes, it's all well and good saying this is what the bot is doing on the live server. The big question is, will he stay like that? I don't think he will, because they always say, look at the tooltip, and that's what we're going off. If you look at the tooltip, he's only doing 4,400 damage. That is not enough to take out the shield gen. And so sadly, I think Wing Saber will get reverted back. And then the big question then is, where will he be after that in those terms of rankings? I can't see him being S tier. So to remove the shield gen for 3+4, which is 7 ability points, and then do damage in an area around it. Is he better than Roadbuster? Yeah, maybe. He does very similar for summer points. So Roadbuster is 6. Take out the shield gem, but only does damage on the way to it. Whereas Wing Saber will do damage in an area and sort of help you clear that cluster. But we will have to wait and see what happens. Will Wing Saber be changed back? I think so. Nothing guaranteed though. But we'll have to wait and see. See what everyone's putting in the chat. Just a bit of talk about Prime Master Optimus Prime. I thought I wanted to bring out more primes. It'd be really cool. I mean, we've got 20 Jetfires. Why not? Why not have 20 primes? Well, I suppose we have, really. You include like Leo Prime, Beast Wars Prime, and every other prime. So, yeah, maybe. Freedom's put big fix in next Thursday. Maybe. Disappoint a few people, I think. This is the problem, I think. I think people don't realise, people don't look at the numbers, they just use it and go, oh, you know. Candyman, how is he with an Enhanced Ordnance Core? Well, he will take out the shield gen with Enhanced Ordnance Core, but the problem is that what makes him so good is his G1. So his G1, if the final target of his ability is destroyed in 10 seconds, it explodes, dealing 4.0% fire damage over 10 seconds in an area. So his G1 makes him that much better. So yeah, let's have a look with an Enhanced Ordnance. I mean, it takes the damage in an area away though. Let's have a look. With an Enhanced Ordnance Core. Nope, not even with Enhanced Ordnance Core. Just take it out. Regis, do you think it's worth using combo with another bot? Possibly, yeah. I mean, that's maybe the idea anyway. But I think if you've got to use him on the shield gen, then you've really got to use another bot to take out the shield gen before you sort of take out that cluster. Maybe. It just adds more points on though. I just don't think it's very cost effective. I mean, you could use him couple with Smokescreen, couple with Leo Prime in an area. Then you got to take out the build bots first, I suppose. So, listen, we could sit here all day and talk about combos. Yeah, there's always going to be a combo you can use. Definitely is. But the big question is it cost effective? And I just don't know. For 7 ability points, take out the shield gen in essence. Is it cost effective? I don't know. I know better ways to take out the shield gen than 7 ability points. I'd rather use Leo Prime and use Blue Streak in an area. Rather do that with Smokescreen rather than using Wing Saber, who you're probably going to use once in that area, and then because he removes shields, probably not use again. So it's kind of a one-trick pony. So I don't mind him. I think he's all right. I think he's situational, good in some respects, going off what I'm doing in test. But I just don't think he's going to be, he's going to do that much more than Roadbuster, really. On live right now, yeah, he's better than Roadbuster. Granted, definitely S tier as he is now. But as it's supposed to work, I don't think he is S tier at all. I think he's far behind S tier. I think he's, like I said, B or C tier, definitely. What else? See attacks and support. Is it just me or do the bots released lately seem unfinished? Yeah, they've for quite a while. Because the rushing things, again, we're going to talk a bit about that as well. But the rushing things are just, not getting to it. Mega Claw, do you think Raiden needs a buff? Well, the big question is Raiden even working? So, again, another question about bots working right or not. And the problem they've got is that They're doing all these fixes behind the scenes, fixing this old content, and then bringing out new content, which is also not working. And so they're going to have to visit that as well. But you know, we have a sort of saying in my business, and it's get it right first time. Literally, I'm not even joking. That is literally a saying we say all the time. Get it right first time. If you get it right first time, it makes everything quicker, more economical, quicker, and everything runs a bit better. Whereas if you've got to start going over your own work again and redoing things and correcting mistakes, then yeah, it just means it's uneconomical and it takes you more time that you don't have probably. Um, Bozo's put they need to give Wing Saber a good stiff nerf. It doesn't need a nerf, it just needs to do what it should, really. I mean, I don't mind what he's doing on live. I think he's really, really good. But knowing Space Sabe, when they talk about what the bot should do, when it was in test, that's what it did. What it's doing on test now, not what it's doing on live. Yeah, Freezer's put a little niche for sure. Yeah, yeah, I think that's keyword in it, niche tonight is, yeah. Traxxas put I combo Wing Saber with Beachcomb. I just go after the anti-fire billboards. I don't even really bother to use them to take down shields or the SG. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose that's cost. What's the cost? 3 plus 4, so it's 3. Then 7. I don't know. Then 11 is expensive when you can use Smokescreen for 6 for each one. I suppose on the first use, Wing Saber is cheap. On second use, I mean 3 plus 7 is 10 for 2 instead of 12, which is Smokescreen. So if you're taking out 3 billbots, then I suppose that Smokescreen is better. But I don't even think Wing Saber can take a billbot out. Maybe. Let's have a look. I don't think he can. Or maybe just can. I remember talking about it in tests saying he should be able to take out a billboard. I can't remember what actually was decided. So this is with an EO core. So you can see here now. So it's maxed out with an EO core. Let's see if it takes out the billboard. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, because yeah. So yeah, so it should take out billboards. So we're fine with that. So yeah. So yeah, I suppose if we're taking out 2, then yeah, definitely is effective. If we're taking out more than that, then maybe not. Yeah, for billboards, yeah, not too bad. Traxxas put Wing Saber works well with the Rust Blaster. Yeah, I can imagine that, yeah. Maidclaw, is Scavenger good? About Scavenger, yeah, he's good. Don't get me wrong, I like him. Is he much different than most other warriors? Not really. So I always think that if it's hard for an experienced player like myself when you've got all the bots pretty much. Like I had to look at a bot and go, is it worth doing the event, getting the bot, and spending money to level that bot up? So to do the event and to get the bot, you're probably looking at about $100 maybe. So I'm looking at myself and thinking, is this new bot worth $100 and my time to place a bot in my team? If the answer is no, then I don't see the point in going for it personally. As a new player, yeah, it's probably one of the better tanks in the game. Different perspectives. You don't have maybe pipes, don't have slug, other great bots. But I understand it. I can. But from an experienced player's point of view, maybe not as much. It depends who you've got. If you've already got pipes and slug, someone like that, maybe even Ironhide, maybe not go for it because you've already got options. But if you haven't, then yeah, I would say it's worth going for. Berserk, welcome to the chat as well. Good to see you as well. Traxxas put Wednesday can take out a BB in Prime League hard mode. Yeah, but the question is, can he take it out in live now? The question is, can I do it in test? Because if they do change it, we revert back to what is happening in test. So it doesn't matter what he can do in live. If he can do it in the test, then you know that when they fix him, he will still be able to do it. I wonder if he can. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's the big question. Cool. Okay. Next up. So, I'm not going to lie, for a while I had a few problems with front-loaded bases trying to attack them. just felt it was almost impossible to sort of take them out. And I spent some time sort of really looking at front-loaded bases, seeing if I can work out a way to overcome them. So, come up with a bit of a tactic that seems to work on most bases. Not really noticed any bases now it doesn't work on. So, I kind of copied a top level base, but I have sort of adjusted it because I need to do some other things in test, which I'm going to do show later on. But yeah, sort of front loaded base. So, dead, simple. Let's just load my team up. I've not set it up. I set it up and then the game crashed and I was absolutely fuming. So apologies, guys. But at least you get to see what I sort of put on my team. Where was it? Omega Claw 37, but what do you think Compton's 5-star abilities will be? Well, Dale has said it will be something around hacking, so to speak. So, I don't know exactly. It was in testing for a short while. Dale was trying a few things out behind the scenes, and we never got it, really. We never got it. So, I wouldn't like to guess. Um, okay, sorry guys. Oops. Okay, nearly there. Sorry. Apologies, guys. Like I said, I did set this up and it crashed on me. I sort of had a bit of padding, but I'll come back to that later. But again, if you got any questions on my team setup while we're here, then gladly put them in the chat. Wouldn't go to war with an Alpha Trion ever. It's not my style. But Strike's good. I just prefer Forge of Souls. I think it's a lot better all round core. This is generally like I use different bot for this position here now, depending on the base. So we'll go with blue streak, I think, generally. How much does your team weigh? So I haven't got some fire core, sadly, on the base. Like I said, I set it all up and then it crashed. I had to set it all up at the last minute again. But let's just imagine we want to take these two cores out. They're still quite far back. But if we drop Smokescreen right at the back, and we find that there's still a lot of mortars, launchers at the front of the base. That's the reason to try and take out our gunners. But if you look, they don't quite hit the back of the base. So if we drop Smokescreen right at the bottom here, you see there, we still reach the build box. So take the build bot out there. You see there, it's only getting hit by one mortar a minute because of his G1 core as well. It's taking them out. So we can take the fire cores out. And because it's front loaded then, we can just let rip with Leo Prime. Great. Oh, I love it when it happens. Test server's great, isn't it? So let's try it again. Sorry, guys. Let's try it again. So we drop Smokescreen at the back of the map. Take these cores out. What is going on? What is going on? It's really weird. It's when I try and use optimal accessibility. So let's not do that then. Really strange. Let's take him out a minute. Let's take him out. Although I need him in for his rank Cronus, but hey. Let's put God Core in instead. I've got to put Nose Core. I've got to put my Cronus on him instead. Let's have a go again. Okay, let's go again then. So we just drop Smokescreen right at the back of the map, and then we can take out the build bots. And you see there's not actually much left. I've not used Ruination. I've not used any of the bots, but there's literally nothing left there other than the outpost bots to take on. So really easy. Take out the build bots of Smokescreen from the right bottom of the map. That's the key there. And then let rip with Leo Prime, Sea Spray, whatever bots you want to use. Sort of take out the rest of the base. Just smash it out. Because it's all in close proximity, it makes it really easy. But the key to it is literally just taking out them build bots. Focus on that shield gen cluster with everything you've got, and then literally just walk the base very easily. So give that tactic a try, guys. Let me know how it works, and good luck against some front-loaded bases. Finally. Jesus Christ. Apologies, blasphemy. Sorry. Jesus. But yeah, seen Optimus crashing the test server for some reason. Yeah, Randall Hamilton obviously back on about the Mother's Day event. I know, I get it. Mechanic 69, but Grant, you got to do a yo space safe. You got to fix this video. I've already tried enticing Grind Time back out of retirement, but he's having none of it. Cool. And then I wanted to hit up on another little strategy that I think people are missing out on. So this strategy is used by a lot of top players, and there's good reason for it. So we'll go through the strategy before. I don't think the strategy will really maybe surprise people. I think people will be like, well, yeah, I've seen that strategy before. But then we're going to talk about why it's so OP. And so Air Raid and Smokescreen are an unbelievable combo. So Spider Mines and Build Bots is what you're looking out for. So 2 hits from Smokescreen, so 1 hit there. Then we've got Air Raid. There we go. Area clear. Then we're going to do the same over there. We're going to hit with Smokescreen. And again, area clear. Then we're going to wait just to get a bit closer. Then we're going to hit area up there again. Hit with Smokescreen. Then hit again. And then we're going to hit with Air Raid one more time. What we're going to do this time is, rather than using those points, we're going to use the Titan Beam. Take it out. Maybe knocks its healing. Oh, there we go. And you can see there again, very easy to clear a massive area out. And now we've only got the shield gen clusters to take out. Obviously, we've only brought 4 bots, so it's a bit different. But I don't have enough points, I don't think, to take it out. I was going to use C-Spray and take it out. I ain't got enough points, but you get the idea. But the reason this is really effective is not just because it's effective, which it is. What's effective about it is that it's not acid, it's not electric, it's not anything. It's normal damage. So we've obviously got all these counters in terms of build bots. So as the meta shifts towards electric damage and towards fire damage, and these build bots keep changing and anti-acid cores, it won't affect Smokescreen and it won't affect Air Raid. And so I can't see any counter for this other than keeping those spider mines and keeping those build bots well out of the way. Now, we are finding this on a lot of bases, people being clever, and they're finding that people putting build bots to the side over here, things like that. They're putting spider mines at the front so that it can't be targeted. So there are ways that we sort of counter this. But then the other counter to this is, rather than using Smokescreen, you can literally use Jetfire or another one-shot bot to take out maybe a beam laser, or maybe take out a turret, the sort of defensive with the lower HPs. So we tend to find that turrets, beam lasers, launchers have the lower HP, and obviously cannons, MDS and shock towers have the higher HP. So all you need to do is look at a base and look at design and go, okay, I can target that. So a beam laser there, if you take that out with Air Raid and a one shot, will take out probably these 3 structures here. If you want to take out this structure here, then maybe you're looking at the beam laser if it'll do it in range. But you get the idea. But again, the good thing about this is there's no counters. Acid build bots, not a problem. Fire build bots, not a problem. Electric build bots, not a problem. Hack build bots, not a problem. It doesn't matter. And that's why everyone's sort of using this strategy against certain bases, and people are designing bases specifically with this in mind. But it is situational, but when it is viable situationally, it is unbelievably good. So I would recommend leveling your Smokescreen. I would recommend leveling your Air Raid. You do need Smokescreen really at ability 11 for that glass gas, just to give it that area 40% extra damage to clear everything out. But give it a go, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Is it going to be applicable still at HQ 19? Maybe, maybe not. Will we see Smokescreen come away a bit as Buildbot HP increases at HQ 19? Who knows? But for now, it's a really good tactic. Go and give it a try and wipe out some Prime League bases. Someone asked, what's my Wild Rider, aka Blue Streak, setup? And it is his G1 core. Well, he's got volatile mixture there, but I had to use G1 core, but I was just trying something out. But I actually have his G1 core on. And I have, I generally have Nightstick, or Glitch, or the Cosmic Rust Blaster. That's generally what I have on most of my sort of gunners, really. But yeah, definitely use G1 core. I'm going to switch that over, actually, just so people can... Don't want to confuse people. And in terms of Smokescreen, you can have his G1 or you can have a volatile mixture. So when you're looking at Smokescreen, you've got to decide, do you want more damage against defenses and taking out structures, or do you want no more damage against bots? I prefer damage against bots personally, so that's why I have his G1 on. He can still take out build bots, the ability 11 that matters, not anything else. So I like his G1, gives him a bit of protection as well with that, especially doing them front loaded base thing where you drop him right in the back. You want to try and keep him protective, because if you just place it the wrong place and he gets hit by launchers and mortars, then you want to keep him sort of protected. And glitch as a standard. I do like Styler with him as well. I do like glitch, but anything's going to keep him really, really far back. Don't put anything on him that's going to reduce his range. I don't like Top Shot or Cosmic Rust Blaster on Smokescreen personally. I like glitch on Smokescreen. Does a lot of damage personally. I like it. What else? Okay, well, I can see that the chat is literally talking about what we're going to talk about next. And that is the new 5-star Titans. So, obviously, we shown the 5-star Titan a couple weeks ago now, seeing how they were being changed behind the scenes. Now, I do like to do this occasionally. I called it. I did say that these Titans were impossible to balance. Because let's just take Metroplex as a 4-star. You could take out the shield gem, take out the Titan, and then take out a decent area. And so the problem being was I sort of foresaw that with 5-star Titans, you'd be able to take out the shield gem quite easily. You'd be able to take out the Titan quite easily. And if you could use Warpath on one side of the base with the Titan, you could probably wipe the base out with one bot and a Titan. Now that's not balance. It's not. You shouldn't be able to do that. And having Titans at the side of the base, at the top of the base, doesn't work for me. They shouldn't be there. The battle should have been at the bottom, really, rather than at the top. It just means that you can clear one side out with the Titan having a bit of an impact on that side. It just made no sense. And I sort of said it's almost impossible to balance this, because even when Titans were introduced, I said that you've got this huge Titan that's 5 times, 10 times bigger than a combiner. Think about the damage a combiner does. Now, if a Titan is 10 times bigger, you would expect a Titan to do 10 times more damage. Now, realistically, not in gaming terms, but if you look at a Titan, it should be able to take that base out on its own. But we know balance-wise that can't happen. A Titan can't kill a HQ 18. And so the question was, do we have a Titan that's too powerful for the game? Or do we have them underwhelming, but then look and go, but it's a Titan and it does that? Is that it? And I feel like they kind of got it to a decent balance. It was probably where it needed to be, where it wasn't overpowered. Maybe it was when against base without a Titan, maybe. But in wars, it was kind of balanced where it should be. It could take out the shield gen. If it's a badly made base, you could probably take it out with one bot and maybe the Titan. But it was maybe where it needs to be. Maybe a bit too powerful, but I didn't mind it too much. But with the 5-star upgrade, the extra 5 levels, I was worried that that balance then shifted to be able to take out bases really easily. What was the solution for that? Now, for me, the solution was HQ19. That was the solution. You can bring out resistance against Titans. You can bring out something else. So, obviously, this weekend is the 5-star Titan event. Now, the worrying thing that in playtest, there's been a lot of talk about 4-star Arc being able to beat 5-star maxed out Metroplex. And to quote one of the playtesters, they sort of said, this cannot happen. You can't have a maxed out 4-star beating a maxed out 5-star. It just makes no sense. And there was a conversation between Dale and the playtester, and a couple of playtesters as well, saying, well, if you use all your abilities on the 5-star Titan, then yeah, maybe you should be able to win. Popular opinion? I don't know. I'm a bit on the fence around that. But I did always say that Titan v Titan, you should have a choice between using your abilities on the base or using your abilities versus the Titan. And that should determine whether you win or not. So the big question always was, Titan v Titan, how does it get balanced? Now, Titan's taking out the shield gen, I didn't think was a big problem. We've got anti-acid cores, but again, with no anti-normal damage cores. So that sort of gives Metroplex the advantage. And him being the first Titan now and getting an upgrade means that his death ray will be easily taking out the shield gen. And the big question was, when HU19 comes, will his ray be able to take out the shield gen when it gets an upgrade? And that's the whole conversation around Titans. But Space Ape said, hold my beer. Give me a minute. And what they've actually done is, they've actually reduced all the damage of all the Titans. So if we look here, fires a powerful photon beam, it does 6,456 damage. To target exploding, dealing 4,304 damage. But when we look on the actual server of Metroplex, he does 4,689 and 3,126. Now, if you look, that's a lot less than what it used to do. He can't no longer take out the shield gen. And at first I thought, maybe it's just a Metroplex thing. Maybe it's just him. Then I looked at Fort Max. 4,689 damage. That's not going to take out the shield gen. Then I took a look at Arc. I thought, maybe it's just a bug. Maybe something else. 4,750. So all of a sudden now, this is what happens. So I've got an anti-acid core. Let me just move a minute. So I'm just going to put blue streak down here. So normally the Arc, without any anti-acid cores, which you can see is none there, there's anti-fire core, anti-fire core, anti-fire core, anti-electric, the anti-acid cores down there, could normally take out the shield gen. So there we go. On the shield gen, you can see there, only half. Now we're going to try it with a white creme. See if that does it. Doesn't kill the shield gen. And that is a huge change to Titans. Titans are mainly used to take out the shield gen. Right, wrong, we're not there to sort of judge that, but that is what they did. Now, there's been no announcements about this. There's been no decisions really made. No one's come out and gone, this is what we're doing with Titan. This is the reason why. But they've done this. Now, behind the scenes, the reasoning behind it is that they've reduced the cooldown of the attacks so you can use them more often. So the idea, what they're looking at is, oh yeah, you can use the acid ability twice. Rather than being over 60 seconds, it's every 30 seconds. So if you're using half the damage, but using it twice, that's the same. But it's not. Because you're using that to take out a structure that is more than 5k damage. And so it just sort of says to me that the apes don't know how we use this content. They don't know what it's used for. And so they've made that decision based on statistics alone. They think that 2 times 5k equals 10k. It doesn't. One 10k hit is a lot more than 2 5k hits. And we know that. But sad that decision they've sort of made behind the scenes. When it's supposed to be leaked out, that was sort of a conversation in test. But even test has been absolutely quiet about this. It was talked about a couple of weeks ago. Nothing's been talked about since, and it's literally just coming to the game this week. And I was shocked. When this was done, I thought, oh, playtest. They've just sort of made a change in playtest, testing things. The playtest are going to test it. They're going to balance it out. And it's just accidentally leaked into the game. That's what I really thought. But then when I started seeing the cooldown thing, and then saw it came into the game, and they'd been there for a few days now, and nothing's been spoke about it, and the A's have kind of defended the decision to reduce the ability damage. That's when I started getting worried. And even with the 5-star Titan today, I thought there might have been a bit of an update patch. No, sadly not. And it's a bit of a travesty, really, because the way that when they first came out, Titans, I said they're going to be a bit of a bystander. Not really going to be used much. And then people started getting inventive, using them on the shield gen. I was like, okay, they've got a use. And then anti-acid cores came in. People stopped Arc from taking out the shield gem. But now, what's the point? Do we really need anti-acid cores anymore? Because that was the whole point of anti-acid cores, was to stop the Arc taking out the shield gen. Don't know. But it's going to be a bit of a meta shift, this. It's going to change things. But it's also going to make that shield gen cluster a bit harder to take out. The days of someone taking out the shield gen cluster with a Titan are kind of gone. They're going to have to be a bit more inventive and find it a bit more difficult. What do you guys think? Is this a good decision by Spacey? Is it kind of part of the balancing to balance the game? I think if it was announced and people knew about it and it was explained, I would kind of understand it a bit more, personally. But to kind of do it under the radar and not really tell anyone, that's the worrying part. I always try and defend Spacey sometimes and go, listen, I understand the reason they've done this, but why? Why not? Why not just do it? But why be so secretive? And I don't like that. I don't like they've done that without the playtesters really input, without player input, without understanding the mechanics behind it, and just sort of doing it off their own backs. I don't like that, and it's going to cause, I think, a few eruptions. But what do you guys think? Will it balance the game better? Should Titans have ever even done that in the first place? Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Let me just change my bot back. And I'm going to change this, actually. I'm going to get rid of my anti-acid core, because I don't think I need it now. Have I got a fire core? Nope. I think I need to get a fire core. Have I? Yep, let's get a 4th fire core in there. I don't need that anymore. Kind of shocking, really. Let's see what everyone else is put in. But yeah, is it worth going for the 5-star Titan if Arc can take out the 5-star Titan? If 4-star Arc is better than 5-star Metroplex, is there any point in going for 5-star Metroplex? If I'm honest with you, I'm not going for it. I'm going to stick with Arc. I'm going to level Arc 25. I'm going to stick with Arc. That's what we're going to do. Because listen, it's been in playtest. I've not been balanced in playtest. So right now, I don't even know if 4-star Arc should beat 5-star Metroplex because we've had no feedback from the apes. We haven't got a clue. And so I'm not spending $100 on a 5-star Metroplex to find out that my Arc is already better and waste that money. Especially when in a few months' time it's available for shards. Especially in a few months' time when we'll get Fortress Maximus. Especially when Electric is probably going to be paired with a new element coming into the game to make it more effective, which might make it a bit more effective than Metro again. And especially when after that, we're going to get a 5-star Arc. Don't see the point. Think, like, I don't know. I use one Titan. I don't really use Metro. I use Arc, really, for the shield gen. Well, I did. And you got to ask yourself, are you going to use Metro or use Arc in the future? And then make a decision and stick by that and not go for the rest of it, probably. Yeah, Blade 19 is put. So you bring out 5-star Titans, and because you cannot balance them, you reduce everything down. What's the point of 5-star Titans? Well, I think 5-star Titans will become the new 4-star Titans. That makes sense. Um, yeah, Blade 19's put. The 5-star Titan is basically doing what the 4-star Titan used to do. That's crazy. I agree. Stuart Henderson, good to see you. If you want to be a tester, they normally have a thing in Discord where you apply. But you do need to be quite experienced, I think, in the game, understand the game. So I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying give you a heads up. Matt's made a good point. Half testers couldn't even get into the accounts. It's a fair point as well. But even the ones that could and were testing it, even they said that it wasn't right. Mario Zambiano, how's the balance update going? It's carrying on behind the scenes. It's still doing some more changes, and then we will see. Yeah, Blade 90s, but by the time you use second ability, we've been healed up again. Exactly. They don't understand that. They don't understand how we use it. They don't understand that people put the Micronus core on the cluster and we use that to take out the shield gen. All they've done is they've gone, all right, they take out the shield gen and kill the base. All right, well, they can do it in 2 rather than 1. What? No. Uh, Blade 19 is a complete nerf. It kind of is. I don't like that word, and I will say to people, no, it's not, and I'll defend it, and I can't. It really is. Um, but I don't think it's Paytip had anything to do with it. Now, Yodo's, he's got a point there. Traxxas, but I'm not sure if it's even really legal to decrease the Titan damage. That starts to go into the range of false advertising since most pay for the content. Could get real sticky. It kind of is a bait and switch. I'm not going to lie. To bring out something and then reduce something so the new thing does exactly what the old one did. It's kind of dodgy. Scorpion no Cardia. Probably got it wrong. Let's put the nerf will be temporary. While other Titans are 5-star, they will balance. Just be patient. Always like that in the game. Stop stress for nothing. Yeah, but I think art will take about another 9 months. But you know, people got a point that they bought the Titan to do something. Specifically to do something in the game, and they're not going to do it anymore. Trackpad like a sport. If they don't want the Titans taking out the SG, then they should put something in to stop it. I mean, they have done plenty of times with like Robust and Sidetrack and HQ. Yeah, they could have done something, couldn't they? They could have done something. I like the idea someone said the week of Titan cores. That was a great idea. I can't remember who it was now. Freezer will probably tell me in the stream. But yeah, that was a great idea. Cicada. It was Cicada. Great idea, Titan cores. Love that idea. Cuddy Fox Spot. I hope the new element will be Axelon. It's not. I can say that. I do know what it is, but I can't say. So yeah. Scorpio, the question is more how many points will be that event? 125k. It's literally this weekend. It's in the newsletter. I showed it earlier. I presume we're here. 125k for the 5-star Metroplex this weekend. Dustin Brilliant, but I love being right. Had the feeling that if Yoda would make the arc beat a 5-star Metroplex. Such a waste. I was called stupid for even suggesting the 5-star Metro would get beat. Yeah. Volcanicus, I'm hearing Tidal Wave will be the next Titan. That's what I think. That's what I sort of announced because I can't see anything else really. But the question is the bot one. The content either Tidal Wave done, but what will the bot one be? Also, Phil's put not liking the word nerf in this game. It's one of their primary strategies. They don't do a lot, to fair to them. They do a lot of fixing. The problem is not nerfing. The problem is that it does something in test. They bring it out. It's bugged and not working. They don't realise or they ignore it or don't have time. And then they fix it later on. And I've always said, listen, I will back them up in terms of that should be fixed. If it's not doing as it should. I understand the point of people when they say, but why is it taking so long? That I understand. It should be fixed within the month after it got released. So, and announced saying, listen, this is wrong. It's not doing that. It's going to be fixed. I'm letting you know. And then yeah, fair enough. You know, if it's announced and we know it's coming, you level it, then you can't be mad because you've already been told that it's going to get changed. But you know, when it's 6 months after it's been released and we know it's bugged and we're all using it and we're smashing bases, and then the apes go, oh, we're fixing it 6 months down the line, then I kind of get a bit unfair. It's like, I kind of get that. People annoyed because people have chased that bot, it's been put in a 5-star batch, even knowing it's even broken, and still not fixed. That's a problem. Cuddy Fox has bought, like I said earlier, I believe not many players in the States are going for it. Well, I'm not, and I'm from the UK, so nothing to do with that. A lot of them want to have barbecues and stay with their mothers on Mother's Day. Fair point. But yeah, for me, I think that if the event also had a general rank in there, at maybe 115k, I'd have gone for it. When I heard ranks were in there, I thought, oh, right, BB item, general rank, Titan part, I might actually go for it. I'm going to struggle because I'm working this weekend, but I might actually go for it. But then when I realised it was captain rank, I was like, So literally, all I'm going to do is go for the BBE. And go 75k, get the BBE, and I'm happy. I don't need captain ranks now. I need major and general ranks. Captain Flint, we saved you a seat to Callum. Comment of the day. I love that. Well done. I like it. Blade 19, but just a sneaky way of doing things. That's it. It's underhanded. It is. You don't tell your own player base what you are doing. That's why everyone gets mad. Yeah, 100% agree with that. 100%. That's the problem. Also, I felt a really naive belief thinking those mistakes aren't intentional. No, I don't think they are. Listen, I have said I don't think that the apes or the Yodos do things on purpose for money reasons. I don't think they're underhanded. I just think that they're not good at the job sometimes. And that's the God honest truth. I know that Callum's not going to like that, but that's the truth. You know, I think Fabian knew what he was doing here, and whether he's wanting to do it or not, but go and announce it. Go and put an announcement out. And they probably will after this. But it's too late then. You've already caused a drama and put a bit of negativity out there and people not believing what you're saying because they think it's underhanded like you do now. And I understand that you're going to think that. I kind of get it because of the amount of times it happens. But again, I don't think they do it intentionally. I think the game's just broken behind the scenes completely. And it's that much of a mess that every time you bring out something, it reacts with something else and just causes a massive issue. But the problem always was they needed to go and clean things up first. Why have left it 9 years to go and clean these things up? And every time they bring out something, it just adds onto it. And that's why Dale has spent so much time trying to clean up the game because he's realised we can't continue like this. Keep bringing out broken things, you know. And I don't think they've honestly done this underhanded. I don't think they've done this underhanded. I just think they've just not bothered to put out an announcement. I just think they're really poor what they do. Instead of doing this and thinking, right, we need to announce this so people are there and saying, listen, this is what's happening, guys. Just don't do that. And I'm not blaming Callum either. I'm not blaming Dale because they're kind of just getting the information passed on to them. I actually feel sorry for them sometimes because they don't get the information. And so what happens is the information's not passed to them and then they get all the stick. And this is why I always say, listen, I've got the utmost respect for Dale. I mean, Callum a bit, throughout here, he's quite new, but Dale's earned that respect over time. I really respect Dale. But after that, I don't respect any of the apes really because of the job they're doing. Because they don't understand the economy, they don't understand the game, they don't understand the worth of things. When you've got Hyro putting things so high priced, when you've got Yanis saying this is going to happen, and then he goes, oh no, Hyro said it's not. Well, you're the boss. You decide it happened or not. It's not for Hyro to tell you. It's for you to decide, being the leader. You know, when you've got Fabian bringing out broken content, Jesse bringing out broken content, it's not good for the game. It's not. And they've got to take some responsibility there. Because they've said, oh, when we've got more people, that will improve. We'll get better with time. You know, and then what do we see? So we've got 2 more weeks till the combat. We haven't got it in test yet. We've got 6 weeks till a new bot. We haven't got it in test yet. They brought out Titans in playtest. There was a lot of feedback. It was ignored. No one even spoke to anyone in playtest about the Titans. So, all these events are coming out with broken content. The Titans have broken content, I think. I would not bet that these Titans are coming out and they're going to be working correctly. Listen, this whole thing might even be a bug. Who knows? I'm baffled by it. Who knows? It could be anything because there's not been no announcement at all. We don't know what's happening. Then you got the new combat in 2 weeks. 2 weeks for a new combat. The anniversary week is in 3, 4 weeks. We've heard nothing at all. Nothing's been announced. We should be building up, building up a bit of, positivity around it. Going, this is what we're doing, guys. I've heard some things that might be happening. Might be. Who knows? But if they miss this opportunity, it's going to be another year before they do it, I think. So there's a lot of things that could happen, should happen, aren't happening, maybe happening. And no one really knows. So the communication's been really, really poor. In playtest, announcements, it's always been really, really poor. And they can keep blaming that they're busy behind the scenes. But I'm sorry, but it takes 2 minutes to put an announcement out. I'm sorry, but I'm not having for 1 minute that you are that busy. You can't write a message in Discord and go, this is what's happening. And if you're not thinking about it, then maybe this job's not for you. Because when I finish my job and I go home, I still think about my work because I'm the manager and the boss. So people depend on me. So when I'm at home, I'm still working. My job is 24/7 really. I mean, I'm not working 24/7, but I'm thinking about it 24/7. I think about what my other managers need to do, what I need to do to push the pub on, what I need to do in terms of what my boss needs me to do, who's coming in the pub, what's happening, what visits I'm getting, what my sales are. Yeah, there's a lot of 101 things to think about. I don't go home and shut off and think my job's done. I go home and think, what have we not had a chance to do? Because we all run out of time with things. But then you need to be doing some things from home, really, just sending messages, not working from home. You don't have to. I do. You don't have to. But, at least send a message. Come on. It's pretty straightforward, I think. But yeah, anyway, rant over. Let's have a bit of read of the chat, catch up. I bet Callum's left already. Captain Flint put my hope the age uses to learn H19 will be big, do it right, and don't have to take back or nerf anything. Well, as good as balance changes, that needs to happen and it does, to be fair. So yeah. Hey Callum, this sort of news is exactly what the newsletter should be used for. I agree. I don't care what robot Hyrule wants to be. I just don't think they've told anyone. I just don't think. I don't think Dale and Callum even know what we're talking about. I think they've got an idea now, but I don't think they knew this was happening. That's just why I feel sorry for them sometimes because they've got to deal with the backlash. Yeah, Traxxas put they know Hyrule overprices things. They do nothing about it. Agreed. Yeah, the 3 battles and done event. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Just seems like there's just constant bugs. Constant. Yeah. Traxxas put same old apes. Promises, and all deliver disappointments. I've got to agree. Sadly. Grind time. Boy, I feel real confident that new combat. Yeah. Ouch. Captain Flint well said, was it? And thanks for being unreal, bro. Yeah, listen, I will say that I was criticised by someone for being negative. And I literally said, listen, I'm not negative. I'm positive about positive things. But I call a spade a spade. If something is crap, I don't agree with it, I will say that is crap. Literally. And I think you can be confident that what I want to do is I want to sit here and say to you guys, this content is great. Go and get it. I'm getting it. It's amazing. And I want to sit here and do that because let's be honest, it means I'm being positive about the game. It means that it's going to get more sales. It means I'm promoting the game. I'm working with Space Ape in a good manner, and we've got to get a better relationship, and that's what I want from it. But if it takes me whinging for 6 to 9 months, well, 7 years, do you know what I mean? To get it to this point, then I'll do that. But listen, there has been some good things. There's been some real good things, but it's almost like they've sort of landed it by accident rather than actual from a process. The processes behind the scenes are wrong. That's the problem. The process needs to be better. I'll just put good rant. Yeah, I'm sure the rest of the team will appreciate it. Grind time. Yoda needs to hire Wazza. They can't afford me. I've said that before. Um, Could he fuck some players do not get a chance to get the top prize because of the current format of the combat event, like the few get extra prizes, and others seem to get ignored? What do you mean? I mean, like, usually, to be fair though, most events are the more points you put up, the better reward you get. So you can't be mad at that, really. The last prize, but the work week starts Sunday night. Well, yeah, and ends Sunday morning. I take hours off work, not days. I take like 4 or 5 hours off work, not days. I might go away for 4 or 5 hours and think, right, I'm not looking at my phone for 4 or 5 hours. I've got stuff to do, and I've got my family. I go for a meal or something. I'll do stuff, and then even when I'm out, I'm looking at my phone and checking on the pub and what's it doing, because it's my pub, so it should be. Traxman Lancaster. He's got 99 problems, but the apes aren't one. No, it's the opposite. I've got I've got one problem. That's it, because nothing else is a problem, because everything else in my life is swimming. Everything else in my life is doing great. Everything else is working to a T. Everything is fine. Apart from this damn game, honestly. It's the opposite. Everything else is easy. um Play 90s, but what's the best bid? There going to be an announcement now? Too little too. Oh, what's the yeah, he's saying what's the bet basically. What's the bet is gonna be an announcement now. After yeah. And Andrew Stevenson, what do you make of the bundles? I know this is another thing as well. Like, can they do anything without knackering it up? Like, I don't get it. If this happened like a few times a year, I'd get it, but it's every week now. It's every week there's something. Marazambiano, who designed the new combat? It will be Fabian, I think. Yeah. Marazambiano's put. I hear that Jesse is back. Yes, I believe he is. I hope he's not. I have no faith in making something again. Well, well. Um, Cuddy Fox, we've got Nightstick and not Artfire. New combat does not mean we will get a bot that is teamed with the combat. Yeah, it can't always be that way, I suppose. Track support, you should encourage your co-workers to see streams the next day while working, like a podcast. Maybe watch it as a group and have a discussion to them. I know that none of the apes watch these streams apart from Dale and Callum. I know for a fact. They never do. I'm sure they pass it on, but I'm sure they just think it's just me ranting, and that's it. It's terrible that the best content coming out might be the patch update. Oops, sorry. Done by a community manager. I've got to agree. I've got to agree. And it is. It's going to be great. I really do. I do really look forward to it. Because it's going to bring a lot of old bots back into it again. It's going to mix things up. It's going to make it a bit fresher. It's going to make wars a bit harder in some respects. So I'm all for this. If Titans would have been part of that balance update as a whole, I would have been sat there going, well, I can kind of understand it a bit if that's the reasoning. But instead, it's just been sort of like sneaked in. If it was a mistake, then come out and say. Just say it was a mistake. Come out and say that rather than just leaving it. Did they even notice in the game? It was announced in playtest. Someone said this is going into the game. And I don't even think they've read playtest. And they can say they're too busy, but again, you would think that if you're in charge of something, you would, catch up on it. And this is why it's sad that I've got very little faith in the likes of Fabian and Jesse of doing a good job, because things come out broken all the time. All the time. Constantly. They come out unbalanced, they come out weak, they come out wrong, they come out bugged. Constantly. Volcanic 61 still waiting on a refund for pulling Tazkid. I don't think you will, but I really don't think. But yeah. Captain Flint, when IRL is going smooth, when you want your hobby to go smooth as well. Exactly. That's the problem. Honestly, that is literally it. Track support. To be honest, Jesse has some novel ideas, and maybe more senior developers can help to make them work right. However, I can't see it right now. No, I think the ideas are getting better. I will give them that. They are starting to think a bit outside the box a bit. I say that, but then I thought Gears was atrocious. I think Gears was just a really just narrow-minded, just push it out. Just getting it's almost to me that it's gone, let's just put that in it. There's no real thought behind it. Whereas this new bot we're going to talk about in a minute, I think there's a bit more thought behind it, so it's going to be interesting anyway, but we'll talk about that. Grind time, to be fair, was that you are a top tier ranter, because I get I get frustrated at repeating myself. Listen, my guys in my pub know that I'm fine with mistakes. This is how you learn. It's how you get feedback. It's how you get better. I am fine with people making mistakes on new things. But this is not the first time that they've brought out something bugged from playtest. It's probably the 100th time, and that's not even an exaggeration. It's probably the 100th time that a bot has come out of playtest into the game and been bugged. Easily. Easily. And so when are they going to learn? It's not the first time that a bot has come into playtest late. So when are they going to learn? That's what frustrates me in work. I always say to my guys, right, okay, what have we done wrong? I did this, right, what are we going to do in future that doesn't happen again? We bring out a plan, right, let's do that. And then you move on. And a lot of my guys have made some big mistakes. And I've gone, listen, I've made some big mistakes in my career as well. But you work out a system to make it right. You work out a system. And I'm going to use a bit of an example here. So I was banking some money. And it's a true story. I was banking some money. And I got the money out, left it on the side. Then I got the bag it goes in, turned around, put the money in the bag, sent it with the guy who's got like a secure box and gone. Gone home. This is years ago. So then my boss messaged me and said, everything go alright today with the collection? I was like, yeah, fine. So he sent me a picture of a bag of money in the bin. I was like, what? And he's like, don't panic. I see what's happened. He goes, you've got them all on the top of the safe, and one has slid off because they're all plastic bags. One slid off and gone in the bin. I'm not gonna give you a warning because I understand it. How it's happened. That was about 20 years ago. Ever since then, the bags go on the floor. And every manager I've ever trained, I've said, you get the bags out and you put them on the floor. And I tell them that story. And so it solved it. I found there's something not working right, an issue which could cause a big problem. And I've gone, right, this is solving it. And I've taught every manager ever since to do that. And you're talking 20, 30 managers probably. I've taught to do that. Every manager I've ever taught, this is how you do it now. And it solves it. Little change, dead simple change, but it solved that happening to anyone else. Because I don't want to be in that situation where I'm getting a warning to a manager or something's happening and I don't want to give him a warning because I can understand, like he did to me, I can understand it happening. So, you make mistakes, it's fine. Sort of mistake, don't let it happen again. That's how it should work. Stephen Gomez, thanks for the donations. I am catching up. Is the 5-star Titan like an old 4-star? Does that even make the 5-star worth it? Are we buying back what we used to have? Yeah. You're pretty much spending for a 5-star Titan, which when upgraded will come close to what your 4-star Titan was. Which makes no sense. And then there's actually rumours in test that 5-star arc, 4-star arc at level 20 or 25, I'm not too sure, is better than 5-star Metroplex. And so I would advise everyone to level up your arc. If you want to go 5-star Metroplex, that's up to you. But I would also level up your arc as well. But you can't do both at the same time. So maybe alternate. I don't know. I've got to do a bit more testing myself. And it's hard because you can test it on test, but it doesn't do the same on live. So, who knows? Yeah, a lot of talk about Hardhead, Weird Wolf, Chrome Dome, Highbrow. Yeah, I'm excited. I want Fangry. I'd love to see all them in the game as well. Love Headmasters. Track support, you aren't working if you aren't making mistakes. Do you learn and move on? If you keep making the same mistakes constantly, it might be time for you to move on. In my job, if you keep making the same mistakes constantly, you'll end up with no job. That's how we sort of work. And I'm not calling for people to be fired or anything like that, but something's got to change because something's not working right. Don't know what it is, but it needs to work. And we could say, oh, it's because what Dale's doing behind the scenes is going to fix it all, but that's not even the case because I don't understand how Wing Saber is doing more than what he should. I don't get that. Don't know. And oh, this 4HU19 goes out, which means the Titans will be even less effective. Yeah. Okay, cool. So as we said earlier, so the new bots were announced in test with the proviso that they're not ready yet, but we're sort of letting you guys know what they are going to do, what class they are, what we're trying to sort of achieve. And they put that in playtest. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to literally read to you guys what this bot is about, what it's going to do, and let you guys sort of be the judge on what you think of this bot. And I'm intrigued to get what you think. So, I can't really show it, it's in playtest, so, but I can sort of read it out to you guys. So it's going to be a ranged DPS special bot, I believe. So it's going to be about average DPS and a higher average HP, slightly above average. So more tanky than DPS. So the ability, they've named it for now Salvo Session. So the ability is with 4+4, which is quite cheap first use, but quite expensive on repeat cost. But transforms into a mobile missile launcher and casts a large dome that grants allies a certain amount of damage shield for 15 seconds. So that reminds me a bit like Trailbreaker. So imagine like a dome shield. Fire 10 salvo missiles at both grounded and aerial targets, dealing X amount of damage with a 2-second cooldown in between. So I imagine it's going to go poof, 1, 2, poof, 1, 2, poof, like that. So if it's 2-second cooldown and there's 10, it's going to take 20 seconds to fire them off. And the aerial target part, I don't know. Is there many aerial targets in the game? Not really. So the damage shields will be 20% for the 2-star, 30% for the 3-star, 40% for the 4-star, and 50% for the 5-star. So that kind of makes sense. It goes up per star rating. That could increase or decrease depending on testing. The stats are not going to change. The ability will be the same, but the stats won't change. Ability 11 will be that the dome grants hack immunity. The G1, the targets hit by the missiles have their speed reduced by 5 seconds, by a percent for 5 seconds, and 10% for airborne units. And the speed reduction is going to change. It says here per star level, but I think it's going to change per depending on the rarity of the core. So going through it step by step, I think 4+4. I think the big thing about this is it depends how much damage it does. So the shield is great. That's fine. That's like Trailbreaker. But is it just Trailbreaker with a bit more damage? So if those missiles are going to do considerable damage, like 6-gun for 4+4, I think it's really good. But I think I'm overstepping it by saying 6-gun. I don't think it's going to do that amount of damage. So what are we talking? Are we talking 2k damage per missile? Because over 10, that's 20k damage. Now, 20k damage sounds like a lot, but when you're hitting different defenses for 2k damage over 20 seconds, that's not a lot of damage. So are we just treating this like a utility bot? So let's just focus on the utility of it. Forget the damage. So it's going to protect from incoming damage. But we've got a track that does that. But this adds a bit more damage. It gives hack immunity. Now, I thought, when would he use this? And I thought, oh, maybe against Computron and Wildkaiser. But that's a super hack. So my understanding is a super hack goes through. So it's not going to be used against Wildkaiser and against Computron. So then I thought, maybe against Beachcomber. Does a shield. Stops against hacks. So it could be a good counter for Beachcomber. And then you've got to think that it's a damage shield. But then targets hit by the missiles, so reduce their speed. But the bit I don't understand is that if you've got a shield that protects against 50% and you can reduce the speed, then it's pretty much like 70% or something like that in a way. And someone sort of said in test, like, it sort of makes no sense that you're going to create a shield and then have a speed down as well. It's kind of doubling it up, basically. And again, 5 seconds for me is nothing. 5 seconds slowdown, it just means that one hit is not going to hit, basically. It's going to have a bit of a stun. It's like a 2-second stun. It makes no sense. So, I don't mind the shield. I don't mind extra damage, as long as it's quite considerable. The hack part, I don't really get. It's alright. Ability 11, yeah, I'll probably give it, but I don't know. It depends if it's how effective it is against the likes of Beachcomber. Depends how long it is. It says 15 seconds, so 15 seconds is quite good. It's not too bad. For me, I think out of this, the damage needs to be worked on, the ability level needs to be worked on, the G1 needs to be worked on, which is not a million miles away. But again, we talked earlier, I don't mind that it's kind of thinking outside the box a bit and bringing a bot out that protects and does damage. It all depends on what that damage does. If we're talking a bot that's like Trailbreaker that does damage like Dust Up, then I'm not really interested. I might as well just go for Trailbreaker, who's a combiner bot. If it does decent damage, that's a different kettle of fish. That's a different question. So interesting. It's gonna be interesting. I think with this bot, it all depends on how they balance it, on the values of the damage, on the value of the slowdown, or whether it even gets changed. I'd personally change the G1 to something else. I'd even maybe make it a reflect. That could be interesting. But we'll have to wait and see. But that's the first sort of signs of the bot. But we've still got the combat to come in yet. We've still got the bot to come in yet. We've still got loads to do. But let me know what you guys think in the chats. What do you guys think? Has it got potential? Are you interested? Is it going to be okay? Do you fancy going for that bot and the endurance event? What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat, guys. Yeah, we don't know who it is yet. With us, it doesn't sound like Chrome Dome. Just has the word dome in it. I don't think it's Hardhead either because it's like a missile silo. So it fires missiles out. And I think they said they're going to be doing a lot of like, is it Energon? No, Armada, I think they said. So I think it might be another Armada bot. I don't know. But I think there is a red alert from another series that was a missile launcher. I don't know. But let's just say, if it is Hardhead, then I'm on it. I'm going for it regardless. Tractors put a test server and line server aren't aligned and they have figured out what's causing difference. Yeah, agree, they need to be. Definitely. The owners 14 welcome to the streamers, but they need to add every bot they haven't. Well, they come with time. Obviously, they brought all the G1 ones out at first, and the game was getting boring. So they've got to sort of like spread them out on there. I get that. Blade 19, please at least finish the stream with something positive. I'm alive. No, joking. Positivity. I mean, yeah, like I said, next week we're probably gonna be in the Discord server, do like a Q&A. Different time from my stream, so if you can't really watch my stream, it should be during the day sometime. I think maybe Wednesday. Don't want to say yes yet because we need to sort of details out, but I'm hoping probably Wednesday. So we'll probably now start in my channel on Discord to make sure people know. So that's gonna be pretty cool. Looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to balance changes. Can't wait to get these balance changes done, get them out there, sort of balance the game a bit more, and then we can sort of push on with these, you know, legacy events and stuff like that. Can't wait for that. What else? Trax Palenka says, "But we need a bot or core that allows for your team to negate and cancel out reflection." Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That'd be a good point. Could he Fox put if it's an Armada bot? I will not want it. Fair enough. Kind of Macromantis, but it sounds interesting. Part sport, part damage. Needs to be impactful though, that's the key word. Alexander's put, wasn't we be going for the 5-star Titans event? No, I'm going for the BBE. I do want the BBE, but I ain't going for 125k for a Titan that's going to lose to a 4-star. And Justin Brilliant just answer the question. Captain Flint's put back to gears. Love the Weapon Master tying on Quake side with the G1. Good idea on the bot that was pushed out. Yeah, I don't mind that. Yeah, they did want to do the same with Hardhead at the time, but couldn't. So yeah. Marisol Biel, did you go to the community manager interview on Discord? Anything interesting said? I don't think anything more than what I already kind of knew. Don't forget, I'm privy to a lot more than most people, though, so it's good to have it. But yeah, they are pretty cool. Everyone can go and ask questions. I mean, like you guys come in and ask me questions about stuff and what's happening and what I think of this. Well, you can get it straight from the horse's mouth if you go to those things on a Friday, I think it was. So it was pretty good. But listen, kudos for Dale and for Callum for trying these things just to get a bit of feedback. You know, I just wish that the rest of the team would listen to his feedback more. That's my big wish because I don't think they do. Last prize, but they need a good amount of defense cores. Yeah, when was the last time we had new cores? We had we had Billbot cores. I think even before that it was Billbot cores, was it? I don't know. We've not had a lot. We've had the obviously the prime cores, but it just seems like we sort of start on something, then don't see much else for quite a while. They should let us know the bot. Yeah, we should be finding out the bot already. We should actually have it in test now, early stages, so I can say this is the bot, guys. Blah 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 blah. And don't get me started on the combat bot. That should be out weeks ago. We just should get the bot. I think as the endurance bot comes out, we should get the next bot, the next combat bot. Have 2 weeks to test it, do some videos on it, and then it's out ready 2 weeks before the event, and then we get the endurance bot. But to break this cycle, they've got to have probably one developer working on the endurance bot and one working on the combat at the same time, and so they overlap. Because if it's just going to be Fabian working on both, he can't work on the combat if he's working on the bot, because he's working on the bot right to the last minute and just start the combat. And you could say we'll start one early, but it's constantly going around. It's a constant cycle. There's got to be something to break that cycle. They've all of a sudden got to bring out that combat earlier to break the cycle, so it's done earlier, so they've got more time for the next bot. If that doesn't work, if it's issues behind the scenes with Hasbro, with getting licenses, then they need to go to Hasbro and say, listen, this is killing the game. We need these bots sooner. I need to have an honest conversation. Someone needs to do that. Sharksy, no, not a new bot reveal as such. I did talk about the new bot, what's been announced already in Discord, but that's about it. So about 5 minutes ago, go and check that out. Volcanic, but you need more than 2 weeks. Yeah, probably. You're not wrong. Yeah. Could he thought, because they did redo the anti-air core last time as well. Yeah, to be fair, they did. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Cool. Well, that is it for this week's stream, guys. I told it be action packed. Bit heated, but that's how we roll. But thank you to everyone for coming. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit a like on the stream before you leave. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're not subscribed already, we stream every Thursday, thereabouts. Bring out content in between as well. So go and check that out as well. Someone did ask earlier quickly about my ratings videos. They will be coming out sort of soon. But we just make them available to members first. So if you want to go and see all my ratings videos, or the videos that I've done that's in my library, then consider becoming a member and you can go and check them out. Thank you everyone for joining. Go and check out Freez's stream. I think he's still streaming tonight after mine. Go and check out Freez's stream after this. I'll probably be there. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you next weekend. Peace out, guys.